Mr. Smith.
Matthew, how are we again? Long time no speak.
I know, it's been a while, hasn't it? It's been far, far too long, sir.
You look fresh.
I don't know. Do I feel I feel fresher than the episode that's gone out this week when we're recording.
What one you like that? All right, mate. Yeah. I had a busy 2 days. That one. Is that the one?
Yeah.
Quality. Well, I'm excited to get chatting.
Did we get some complaints after that one, do you reckon? What was the
a couple of good comments. We've had a couple of comments. Don't know about the views yet. I haven't looked, but here we go. We're ready for it, mate, aren't we?
That's it, yeah. Should we play the intro?
Let's do it. I'm ready. Welcome to British Business, The Bottom Line. Every week, me and Matt sit down to talk about the real stuff, the news affecting your business, the lessons we've learned the hard way, and the things nobody tells you when you're running your own show. Whether you're just starting out or you've been at it for years, this one's for you. I'm Charlie Smith.
And I'm Matt Holland.
Let's get into it. That makes me chuckle every time, that last little
bit. It gets us every time. That is good,
yeah,
isn't it?
That's good.
Let us know in the comments what you think of the intro, whether you like it or you don't like it, whether or not I should attempt to record my own name or if we're happy with Matt Holland.
We've had a few positive comments on the rebrand, actually. It's been good. Yeah, it's been generally well received, I think.
Yeah, in fact, a friend of mine, Darryl, messaged me and said he really likes it.
Ah, cool.
Or actually, no, he messaged me with a screenshot saying he was watching, saying really good episode. And that's the one where I was speaking in monotone for an hour.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. So you're going to talk like this today with some energy.
Yeah, I'm going to be, well, I'm not sure how much energy I've got after this week. I've been at war with Mr. Lockwood, haven't I?
Yeah, you're in a little running comp, aren't you? On your own, the two of you. That running competition that we invited loads of people to. If you want to join the running competition, go for it. And it's just basically the two of you at lockerheads.
Didn't want to invite anyone that would blow us all out of the water. Like Pete from Happy Stride. He's banned from all running competitions that we have, by the way.
Yeah, because he just crushed you.
Well, he'd crush all of us, mate.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't be fair.
Well, he crushed me, mate, because all you got to do is walk out your front door, take a couple of steps, and you win.
What is crack-a-lacking with that? Why are you not?
Oh, I don't know. Just gets in the way, doesn't it?
I know, but we've got to keep active.
Yeah, I know we have. But also, I'll tell you what else did happen is I left it too late in the month. So if you challenge me for a month and I leave it too late in the month, I ain't wasting me kilometres, am I? With a week
Which
to
is
go.
What I've done. I've done that with Lockwood. I'm fired up. I want to beat him now, but I've only got a day left.
Yeah, so left it quite tight, haven't you? Quite tight to make a success of it. But hey,
and he's done the tactical. So interestingly, last week I asked you who do you think is going to win, and you said me.
Yes,
you were like hands down me. So this is the day before.
Yeah, you're proper you're a bit sadistic in that sense that you just you'll do whatever it takes to crush him.
Yeah, and he's not been broken by psychological warfare yesterday.
No, he's not been broken by his ankle.
His ankle's not right. He's got that.
He's still dipping in ice, isn't he?
Yesterday he ran. What was it? 18K yesterday.
So screaming into his camera, filming Instagram stories.
Yeah. And then today he's done 20K.
Yeah, he ain't right in the head, that boy. I tell you, that's two of you that are not quite sound up there. I think
I've done 4 days straight, and the thing that I think's fucked me this week is my PT yesterday morning. To be honest with you,
you start messing around with all that IROX rubbish. Then what do you expect? Do you know what I mean?
I did a fucking half IROX.
Yeah.
So does that mean his win doesn't count? Are we saying that just to?
Well, no. I think the challenge was the challenge. Your stupid decision to go and do some wall bullshit and run around and pretend to play on a skier and stuff like that. That's up to you, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's your own choices. And then you also done a thing. You're like, oh yeah, as part of that, I run 4K, but I thought I won't record that.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was stupid. Because he's only 6K ahead now, so yeah.
Would have been tighter, wouldn't it? So if anyone sees this man with a massive, great ginger beard running through the night tomorrow night, just as it's getting dark and dim, and he looks like he's trudging, the reason he's out there so late is because he's just trying to pip Jacob Lockwood to the post on the total number of kilometres run in the month of April.
Yeah. dear. I think he's got me.
Oh, shut up! You're not defeatist in anything else. Why are you going to be defeatist now? That's not you. Come on, get yourself up for it.
He's 6K ahead. My legs are completely fucked.
You're not surprised you ran a marathon like last weekend or weekend before. What do you expect?
Yeah, I'm absolutely fucked. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm definitely. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get out in the morning and do a half marathon. Why are you laughing?
What I'm going to do is just get up in the morning. I'm just going to knock out half marathon and then just see where we're at.
Well, that'll put me 14K ahead.
Yeah.
And then I suspect what he will do is he'll run between 9 o'clock and midnight. So what I will do is I'll have to probably do a half marathon in the PM as well.
Yeah, and then what you're going to have to do, though, is do what you did to me that time when you just don't save it. You just leave it or turn your Bluetooth off on your watch or something for a minute just so it doesn't link up. And then wait till like 11:58 at night. You'll be tired the next day, boy, but there we go. Yeah. Anyway, should we talk about business?
Yeah, we should.
What's going on in the business world, my boy?
People are probably like, who the fuck is this Lockwood character?
They're probably all thinking, who the hell are these two talking about going out for a jog? That's what they wanted. That's what they're probably thinking.
Yeah. We've had some good...
We haven't even got any authority in business, let alone in bloody running.
Well, that's why we're having to talk about me running very, very slow kilometres and you doing no running because we're scratching around a little bit.
No, scratching around. That's fair.
Anyway, I saw a business podcast today, just on the note, where I was like, fucking hell, they've interviewed Richard Harpin because they had a picture of Richard Harpin on the thumbnail on Spotify. I was like, oh. And I clicked the podcast. I was like, they've got less ratings than us. They're not even that big. So I tapped through. Anyway, they hadn't even interviewed Richard Harpin. They were just talking about his book.
No.
So they full on clickbaited me, the buggers.
No, I was like, it's worked as well, isn't it?
So should we do some like fake interviews maybe of where we've like...
If I put Branson on the front of the next thumbnail, do you reckon that'll be... Yeah. Do you reckon that'll do it?
Yeah, learning from Virgin.
Elon. I'll put Elon on there.
Put Elon. Yeah, Elon's clickable, isn't he? A lot of people
God, yeah. So yeah, well, lots of people love him.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
Love him or hate him, he's very good at what he does.
Right, should we get straight into this?
Yes, please.
British Business Fact of the Week.
Oh, talk to me, Goose. Is it a good one?
You ready? Well, on the pre-chat, you said it was shit, so we had to adjust.
You're not supposed to tell them we had the pre-chat. I'm trying to I'm trying to put a bit of conversation in here, boy. So it's like,
well, come on. To be fair, we
read the room.
But you wanted to know what the crack was. You said
like this is what we're talking about this week. Okay.
Also, we need to get your calendar sorted out because you're constantly late for these.
That's utter bullshit, and you know it. You know it.
You need to start turning up.
You've had a calendar clash today. I've been very forthcoming with that. I pushed mine back. You said half an hour. I said an hour, and you ended up an hour and a half later than what you said you were going to be. How's that?
Unbelievable, Jeff.
The sun's setting now.
Have you seen Spurs are on the bottom of the league, by the way?
Spurs?
Yeah.
What, going to get relegated?
They're going to get relegated.
Yeah, of course I have. I love that. That'd be the best thing that happened all year. Sod the rest of this shit. I tell you what, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Should we just talk about that for half?
I don't know what would be better though: Arsenal bottling the league or Spurs going down.
Because who do you support?
I'm a Southampton fan, so I've had a bit of a roller coaster week. Great performance on Saturday in the semi-final against City boys, but obviously couldn't quite get over the line, which is I think fair. And then we had a big game last night against Ipswich in our penultimate game of the Championship season. We managed to draw 2-2.
Ipswich, that's the Castle Clothing guys, you know.
Is it? What them?
I think that's who they support. Yeah.
Oh, great.
Well, they're from that area.
That ilk. Yeah, it is round there.
Round there is like the middle of nowhere.
Is it?
It's like the end of the world. Yeah.
Is it? Well, is that what they call them? The tractor boys or the farmer boys?
East Anglia. Like to get there is like it's a serious mission. You think Essex is far?
Oof.
Wow. Anyway, British Business Fact of the Week.
Hit me.
Yeah, we digress. British Business Fact of the Week. The UK job vacancies fell to 711,000 in January-March 2026. The lowest level since February 2021 and now below pre-pandemic levels. So this is basically the number of vacancies out there in the marketplace. So businesses or organisations hiring individuals. So that's a little bit concerning, is it not? this is the first part of the British Business Fact, but I just want to take a moment on that.
So can you just reiterate that point again? So job vacancies are at their lowest since, well, they're below pre-pandemic levels now. Is that correct?
Yeah.
So low. We've had a level, we've had a pandemic. They've then gone up? Number of vacancies after pandemic?
They dropped during the pandemic because businesses stopped hiring.
They dropped during, after.
Then they recovered a little bit, and now they've dropped to pandemic levels, and they're below the pre-pandemic levels as well. So
that's alarming, I think.
Pretty alarming, I would say.
I think that's very alarming.
Yeah. And then at the same time,
I'd be interested to know what reasoning is behind that sort of thing, or what people think is the reasoning behind that sort of thing.
Well, we're going to discuss it on today's podcast. That's what we're going to chat about.
Fantastic.
And we're going to speculate. We're going to give our opinions and thoughts. Meanwhile, so this is the second part. It's a two-parter. Meanwhile, UK unemployment sits at 4.9%. 1.78 million people are unemployed in the UK, which is a 4.4% increase year on year. So a further 206,000 people have become unemployed in the last 12 months. That's not good, is it?
It doesn't sound very good, is it?
No. So the number of job vacancies has decreased and the number of unemployed people has increased.
So the vacancies are disappearing.
Yeah. So what does it tell you about companies and organisations?
Well, first of all, I'd probably say that number might well be quite skewed as well. I mean, I'd be interested to know what the because you think from an employment point of view, government take up a lot of that number, don't they? From an employed point of view, and there's lots of people talking about how sort of civil service roles are quite bloated. There's quite a few people operating in that sense, aren't they? And quite often that is kind of used to skew data in a way that it's used quite well to skew GDP. I certainly would think it's quite handy to skew unemployment numbers or employment figures, because if the government are propping up some sort of job sector, then actually it would mean that number is quite true and not that true. But then the fact that there is then a drop, what I'm saying is I think that gap might be ever so slightly bigger than what it's currently showing if it was a true reflection.
There was a lot there that you've just kind of spiraled.
Sorry, that's my brain just going. Pooh.
It's fine, ADHD. So, but one of the points you made was the fact that there was a lot of that. You mentioned the public sector and how that impacts it. In what regard does the public sector?
More people employed within the public sector, I'd suggest.
Than the private sector?
No, not than the private sector, but quite often people talk about how many people are working in the public sector, aren't they? And how bloated government is and how bloated GDP numbers are, in a sense that a lot of the impetus and the spending comes from for the GDP figure comes from central government, does it not?
Well, just to give you an idea, because I've just pulled the stats up. So the public sector currently employs, this is released in March 2026 for December 2025 by the ONS. And the public sector employs 6.19 million people, which is 17.6% of the workforce. And the private sector employs 28.9 million, which is 82% of the workforce.
That's a lot. That's a big percentage for public sector, though, isn't it?
Well, it is compared to other countries, I would imagine.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously don't know those numbers, do we? So it's difficult to comment. But I think that's the thought and the feeling on it. But the fact that the vacancies are lower has to be alarming. What do you reckon that could be down to? Because I've got my own little viewpoint here.
Well, do you want to share your viewpoint before I chirp in? Because I've obviously got my show notes in front of me, so I'll end up steering it in the direction of
that you want it to go.
Well, I don't have an agenda. I present a neutral, unbiased view.
Okay, fine.
Maybe.
What was the question?
Well, you asked the question, mate.
Yeah. What question did I ask you?
You asked what is causing the decrease in vacancies.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. So I think probably a number of factors. I think ultimately what happens on when these sorts of things come up, is just my view. I reckon a lot of it is steered around economic feeling and economic activity and financial positions of the country in general. And then I think a reason is then generated for it. that makes it feel as though it's not that, and it's not necessarily the industries that are being worst affected.
Okay.
God, that's a really shit answer though, isn't it? That's like, what do I even mean?
You said you were fired up coming into this episode. What's going on, Charlie? You having some?
No, I'm fine. I am fired up.
You are. You good?
But these are quite technical things, aren't they? With a lot of moving parts, I think.
Well,
but basically, a long story short, someone's going to say AI is taking all your jobs.
I think there is.
I think that, do you know what I mean? Or they're going to go. They're going to go. The war in Iran is causing uncertainty in the market, so we're going to withdraw a load of vacancies, and that's going to push that down because we've got all this level of uncertainty. Would be what people would brandish it as. They wouldn't talk about anything of the real underlying issues of anything, whether that's like, things that are like, well, I guess energy and cost of energy would be one.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think sometimes they use these situations, and people, like especially big businesses, would use these situations to kind of be like, right, here's a chance for us to thin and filter our workforce, strategically plan again, and then we'll go again with the reconstruction of how it might be. I think these times, when these times come, there's a lot of layoffs and stuff, and because ultimately then it's not their fault, is it?
Do you know what? One of the things I quite admire about you is you like to take a different view and perspective to what the mainstream is almost telling you. So you're kind of arguing the opposite of what the media and the general populace would be saying, which is, it's AI taking our jobs, or it's foreigners coming in and taking our jobs, or whatever it might be. It's this. What you're saying is that is it people taking advantage of the situation? Is that what you're kind of saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think. Because I mean, look, not being funny, but a lot of big businesses, listed companies, publicly listed companies, are obviously very dependent on what their share price is saying, right?
Yeah.
So ultimately, if there is going to be sort of restructures, or there's going to be layoffs, there's going to be redundancies, ultimately there needs to be a reason that is not what the business is doing and how the business is operating. That's going to be opposite of like what the reason for those restructures or for those layoffs are. Not because, sorry, we're absolutely shit. We missed our profit targets by, I don't know how much. We didn't deliver shareholder value. We missed it because the real reason we missed it is because actually our whole operation is dysfunctional. We've overspent on our logistics, or we've wasted a load of shit, or whatever. Sorry, but the real reason is all this economic uncertainty at the moment, and the war in Iran is actually putting a lot of pressure on us. And actually, those rising fuel costs are meaning X, Y, and Z. Not saying that isn't a reason. But I think what people do is they move in a certain, they move on that position dependent on kind of what's happening around them. I sat in front of my accountant once, and he said the same thing. He said businesses always make redundancies, because that was always the thing, wasn't it? It was always normally the big news story was Tesco's lays off 3,000 staff, or Mini is closing its plant in Swindon, or whatever it might be.
Things that just to rein this kind of little
I'm off on one tonight, aren't I? Now
you are on a tangent.
Bring me back in, Matt. Bring me back in, please.
I want to bring it back in, but I do actually want to articulate the point that you're actually trying to make, I think.
Yeah, okay, go on, please.
Which is, so you're talking about how companies go in cycles where they revert back to eventually making people redundant, and then they kind of go for a growth period. But I think that makes a lot of logical sense from a business perspective, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah, so do I.
My view, and then you can tell me your view. The reason why it's important that companies do that, especially large ones, is when a small business goes out and hires 5 people in a year, the probability is that probably 1 or 2 of those aren't great members of staff. But once they've been brought into the company, onboarded, they've joined the team, you've spent the money training them to a basic level, the business owner goes, it's too much of a pain in the arse to try and get rid of this person. Let's just deal with it. Let's keep them. But if you multiply that by 10 or 100 or 1,000 times in big business, what can happen is they can end up in a situation, these big corporates, where 20, 30, 40% of the workforce is not efficient, or less efficient than the other 60%. So what they then do is they go through expansion phases, and then they contract. And sometimes they contract and they will use economic reasons, like what you've said. Or they might just be open and honest and saying we're restructuring. But more often than not, they do use those third party, because from a PR perspective, they can kind of say, well, it's not our kind of problem. And Elon Musk did it in, I think it was 2022 with Tesla. 2023 did it as well, where he contracted back, and then immediately after, and the reason he says was, but he was open and honest. He said this is the reasons why we've taken on too much fat, kind of thing. Meta came out and did the same thing. So did Amazon, and so did Apple. They made tons of people redundant, and then they've gone on a recruitment drive the last couple of years. But we're now entering into a similar phase now, where at the moment these big tech firms. So I've got the statistics here, which was part of the British Business Fact of the week. But Meta have confirmed, and this is, I believe, European job losses. So and when we say European, we mean the continent, not the EU specifically. But Meta have confirmed 8,000 redundancies starting in May 2026 within Europe. So that's the UK, Ireland, and the rest of the EU, obviously, combined. Amazon, 14,000 corporate jobs. Oracle, who've got a massive office in the centre of Amsterdam, 30,000 jobs. And all three of those companies I've just mentioned there have basically cited AI or an AI pivot as being the logic behind it. But I think some of what you're saying is probably logical. But to play devil's advocate, is it not the case that some of these jobs are being replaced by AI? Is that what's happening?
That definitely could be a reason, couldn't it? I think they use some sort. I don't think that would be one that people would kind of hide behind as a reason. I think that could well be genuine. There's lots of talk about that, isn't it? And the reality is people can't really put timelines on what that looks like and when it's going to hit. But that doesn't surprise me at all, to be honest with you. I mean, I still know very, very little about that industry, but like, fuck me, what those things can achieve, I'm not surprised, and it has to move. That needle has to move at some point, doesn't it? But it is worrying.
Yeah. It's interesting, and more often than not, when you look at big tech and these bigger companies, they tend to be ahead of the curve for the most part than the SME space.
But it's very difficult to look at those numbers now. The proof in the pudding will be is what happens on the next cycle, right?
Yeah, whether or not.
Do you know what I mean? Whether we dip, we trim the fat, we reposition ourselves, we work out where we want to hire and where we want to invest, and then we go again. And that's like kind of up and down curve is something that you like. Again, I'm no economist. Economist. Jesus Christ! What is going on with me tonight? I was in great spirits.
That's not the first time you can't pronounce economist.
I'm no economist, but I would have thought if you looked at the chart, I reckon this must have repeated itself throughout history quite a few times.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So the proof on the scary AI thing is whether or not we do stay in that decline or we go up again, I guess.
Well, we've definitely seen those cycles in our lifetime. That's my opinion. And the interesting thing is at the moment we're seeing job vacancies decline and unemployment increase, which is concerning for those two things going in opposite directions, in my opinion.
Go on.
I suppose part of this for me is like, I think some of the attribution to this is towards AI, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But is it just the confidence and the cost of employing people as well?
Exactly. Exactly. Is it the real, the real things behind it? I mean, I think some people would come out and say, actually, look, not being funny, mate, but it's really expensive to hire people. It's really expensive to keep them employed. It's really, really difficult to treat them in a way you're telling us to treat them. Because that is kind of what is happening now as of April 2026, isn't it? In terms of all those employee rights and all those protections. But, you don't, what is the real reason? I mean, like, what do you see that with your business?
100%.
Do you?
Like, yeah, 100%.
What you would think? Actually, there's no vacancies in my business at the moment because of AI.
I'll tell you exactly what I'm doing.
Go for it.
So, but before I do that, I'll tell you about a conversation I had in the sauna yesterday.
Oh my God! Here we go. This is what I wanted, the real nitty gritty. Take me away from all this chitter chatter and talk to me about who you were talking to in the sauna yesterday. Yeah. Was it one of those ones where you go in there with just a towel round you?
Why?
I'm just asking. No. Was it like was it Roman bath kind of vibes, or was it like was it the one that's in the changing rooms at the gym?
To entertain you, let's say that I neither confirm nor deny, and I'll let you go off this evening and have your little.
Is it one of those ones where
thoughts.
you go in and you look next to you go in
Listen,
there, starkers, you got your sliders on, you look to your right and you go, right, mate.
I'm actually thinking of getting a sauna fitted at my house at some point.
Oh yeah, what, little Myo Master or something?
Yeah,
they are sick.
Anyway, right, let's just try and stay on track. I know it's really hard for us because we're both fucking ADHD as fuck.
Sorry.
Jesus Christ. Right.
Those saunas are good though. That would be the dream.
Well, for people that don't exercise.
Yeah, but I still have a sauna, wouldn't I?
No, that's what I was about to say. For people that don't exercise, it can like do the same thing as exercise for your blood flow and all that.
Get up, yeah.
Yeah. So you should.
Anyway, sorry, back on track. Sorry.
Right.
Everyone.
So this chap that I know, he's got a decent sized recruitment firm in Manchester, and we were just having a conversation about hiring staff at the moment and AI and automation and Claude and bits and pieces. And basically, he said, I've intentionally reduced the size of my workforce. So I've let 6 people go recently. I've made some redundancies. Because and think about it, he's in recruitment, so he's recruiting. So if you think about it like this, people. So he's like, I'm reducing the size of my business. We're downsizing office space, and I'm battening down the hatches because all the signals that I'm reading are that in my sector, and he works in kind of, I think it's tech and sales and tech. So basically selling software as a service. So people that are in sales roles in tech. And he's like, just his existing client base, they're all kind of like looking at it and going, so his customers are coming to him and saying, right, we've not really got any jobs for you to recruit for us at the moment because we're kind of slowing things down. Then he, as the recruiter, is going, fucking hell, I need to get rid of some of this payroll because the demand is not there. So he's reducing the size of his workforce. I think he said around 20-25% of his team he's having to make redundant. He's downsizing the office. Now, this is just one conversation, but I've had quite a few conversations, and I can talk about that one because I know, like, no one will know who that is. But there's other people I've spoken to, and it's like, why would you, right now, hire someone in the UK if it's a job role that you couldn't offshore or you couldn't automate?
The gap's too wide, isn't it?
It's scary.
The gap's too wide. That's it. The cost of is too.
Yeah.
Because like if they were closer, then you'd be like, yeah, okay, come see, potato.
It's sectors, isn't it? As well, that's another thing. Yeah, factoring because certain business types. Did you see Denby Pottery went bust?
No.
You not heard of Denby Pottery in Wales now? Huge pot. Your mum will know who it is. Ask your mum tomorrow morning when she's doing the embroidery.
All right, mate.
For who was it that reached out off the back of the podcast? By the way, someone's reached out about embroidery.
Yeah, Leo Woodfelder.
Yeah,
Woodfelder Tree Services.
There we are.
I'm buzzing. So like, yeah, we've been doing this for quite a while. Someone's reached out, asked about some workwear. Fantastic.
Quite a while. You've been doing it 2 and a bit months, mate. Like.
Yeah, it feels like quite a while, mate. Look at me, I've aged since I started chatting to you in an evening. No, it's great. What name, by the way? Woodfelder, tree surgeons.
Yeah. It's good, that, isn't it?
That's class. Absolutely class.
I think he messaged me a couple of months ago about his website or something.
So now we're like, we aren't yet because look, I've emailed him back, so hopefully it'd be start.
Well, he's under pressure now, isn't he? He's under pressure now because if he doesn't put an order in,
yeah, we're gonna slam him, aren't we?
there'll be trouble. We'll have to start talking about other tree surgeon businesses in the Stockport area, I believe.
Yeah, Stockport, free delivery south of Manchester as well, according to the website. So I've said a little look.
I know quite a few tree surgeons in that area that we can start promoting. Not to put him under any pressure or anything.
I'm hoping it's the start of a blossoming relationship, and that will take us international then as well.
International,
yeah, because you're up north, so we'll be going international again.
Okay, we are very different, to be fair, Northerners and Southerners.
All right, back to the conversation.
What were we saying?
We're talking about people. We're talking about reduction. You said about Denby Pottery going bust.
Yeah, so Denby Pottery, UK manufacturing, cost of energy, making pots and bits and pieces, crockery in the UK, pottery, I think is the right thing. Yeah. They can't employ people. Like you can't afford to make stuff like that in the UK.
No, you can't.
It's an absolute nightmare.
What are we going to do then?
I don't know.
What are we going to do? What is it going to look like? I just honestly, it baffles me. I'm not sure I want to witness it.
Well, for a long time in the UK, we've not been manufacturing things, and obviously Jacob Lockwood, that's a big thing that he's focused on, and I think there is a niche there where we can potentially offer like premium products can be manufactured in the UK, but it's pretty stark when you think about employment costs, skill set, the cost of energy. Even if it's difficult. But the thing that really worries me was that conversation with this recruiter, because that's a specific niche that he's recruiting within. And I said to him, what about your peers? What about other people that run recruiting businesses that you network with? And he was like, yeah, it's the same.
God.
So are there any recruiters that are listening to this that feel like it's a good market at the moment? We'd like to know if in another sector maybe. Because if you
do know one that moved into AI though.
Yeah, but I mean, those
18 months ago.
That sector, I mean, it's a great buzzword, but
no, like into the software
AI recruitment,
AI, the development of the software for that sector.
Well, software engineers.
I might actually ring him. And no. Instead of like having recruiters using a piece of AI software to do the job for you.
Right. Okay.
Get me? So I think that's in my interpretation.
That's the same thing, isn't it? It's the utilization
I'll have to reach out and ask him.
And the utilization of automation and AI to replace human labor.
Yeah.
It's pretty scary.
Do you think that then with yours?
100%. Yeah.
Do you?
We have
even from a pick and
pack
perspective, and all the other operational things you do on a day-to-day basis.
I think from an operations perspective, the complexity of our operation at the moment is something that it's not something I'm actively looking into on a day-to-day basis. But I'm looking at it from a resourcing perspective. Like, would I hire someone in a technical ecom role now in the UK? Maybe at a senior level, so someone with knowledge and expertise
to lead the strategy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, lead the strategy or manage and keep people to account.
Yeah,
so that is possible and probable. So my vision is like technically superior people in the UK, offshore, and then automation. Whereas 6 years ago, it would have been higher in the UK. Which that's not good.
What do you think is the biggest drive in that? Do you think it is the development of AI, or do you think it is sort of the employment factors?
I think all of
circumstances.
They're equal factors for me.
They're just all happening at the same time.
I think employment costs are a big factor, like the national insurance.
Why would you do that though? Why would you do that in an AI developing world? I don't understand that.
It's just like, let's accelerate the job losses. It's like, what?
How does that happen?
Like our national insurance bill is just going up and up and up all the time within our business.
But I guess, would it have happened if we weren't so ridiculous with our expenditure over the last 15, 16 years? I don't know.
Yeah, well, we live beyond our means, don't we? But I mean, we don't want to debate government.
No. But like, would you be making those same decisions if you weren't kind of like had your purse strings drawn and you weren't under the cosh? I don't know.
There's been loads of mistakes in the UK.
It does feel like you're shooting yourself in your foot, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I think the right here, right now, as a business owner, I think business owners, like say hospitality, for example, which is a labour-intensive sector. Well, you wouldn't, unless you're in like fine dining. In fine dining, you're having to remunerate your staff predominantly by a service charge.
Yeah.
So a tip that's not optional these days. When was the last time you went into a restaurant and the service charge was optional?
No, it's always on the bottom of the bill.
It's always there now. It's not optional. So for me, hospitality businesses now, surely they're looking at it and going, can we, if you're a mid-market restaurant or pub, you're probably going, right, well, we're going to offer great food, but we're going to switch to a order at the bar.
Order on a tablet, or order on a QR code for table service sort of thing.
Exactly. So I went to Wagamama's at the or whatever it's called at the Trafford Centre, and it was scan. So there was staff walking around, but they were just delivering drinks and food. They were delivering the food and drinks to your table, but they weren't taking orders. That was all on an app. Which is clever.
It's clever, but it's a shame it needs to happen, isn't it?
And there was still a 10% service charge on the bill. Because they're having to do both.
Because they brought it out to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah.
Scary, mate.
Businesses like ours, it's like, I mean, how do you look at it from a systems perspective when because you've got a real operation in your business that you can't really, like, there's probably machines that can automate, but you've still got to have a human put the clothing onto the machine, take the clothing off the machine, put it on the machine. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, you have that. From a print perspective, though, that there are automations and robotics available.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of variables in this game, isn't there? There's a lot of things. It's not just like a one size fits all. We print a logo here, and this is what happens. So for now, there is the human element. But like you, if I was to think about how do I develop my business apart from just the day-to-day operation, in terms of okay, what do we need next to how do we grow it? Where do we look? What do we need to develop? We had a conversation on it, Matt, 6 weeks ago when I was pulling my hair out about whether or not to, how do I fix the whole, I pay £300 a month for this piece of back office software that doesn't do everything and the front end function of it doesn't work well enough, etc., etc., etc. And I was like, well, I don't really know where to go. I think I do now.
Yeah, Claude.
I think I do, and I think I can make that work. So 8 weeks ago, I'd be thinking, I was thinking well, I can't do it myself. I'm going to need to. How do I afford to get someone to design a new website, or how do I even tell them that I want what I want, or how do I get out of this rut that I'm in? That was literally 8 weeks ago. Now that is not a worry. I can assure you of that. That's not in my psyche.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, of all the people that I network with, you are one of the people that have really grabbed Claude by the horns in terms of going from someone that was if I were to give if I were to rate entrepreneurial people on a 0 to 10 bar, you know where this is going, on their knowledge, expertise, and implementation of AI in their business, you would have got a negative score.
Yeah,
3 months
fair.
ago.
Agreed.
I thought you were just outright ignorant, to be honest with you. And then we had a chat, and you were like, and for people that can't see my face, but I was just kind of like, you had that puzzled look about your face. There was like a light bulb moment. And then since then, you're like a crack addict.
I am literally like a crack addict with it.
I can't think of a better description.
I'm eager to get home so I can open my laptop again. It's sad, but it's so. I have got in the last 10, 14 days. I don't think I've had as much fire in my belly as since I've been doing any of this job. And I'm being genuine. I don't think I've been this fired up. Didn't have as much fire in my belly for running the besiness and being entrepreneurial. I feel so very up for it at the moment because I kind of keep seeing the potential of what can happen. But do you know what? Hats off, credit where credit's due. Tom is doing there's two of us doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
When I say exactly the same thing, there are two people in this business that are running it that are very, very excited about AI and about how it can be utilized to push us forward. He's looking very operational and I'm looking a little bit at the different stuff, but
could I ask you a question with that? And I know we've gone off a fucking tangent there, but
yeah, we love this. We love just going off at a tangent. That makes it quite exciting, doesn't it? Hard to follow for the listeners.
Yeah,
but we enjoy ourselves.
No, we don't have to worry about that.
we enjoy
Sorry,
it.
Jacob.
God, this was really dark and serious 10 minutes ago. And now it's look at us, we're buzzing. We are.
But
I do
when you started going off on that tangent with Claude, within the business, did you have any resistance from Tom? Did he turn to you and go, Charlie, what the fuck are you doing?
No, he was quite excited about it, to be honest with you. But then he was also excited to dive into it.
Is he a bit nerdy?
Tom?
Yeah.
Not really, I wouldn't say, no.
Because me and my brother are very nerdy.
Yeah, Sarah probably wouldn't be, no?
Sarah's probably, I think, Sarah's got strengths that I don't have. She's much
Sarah's
more
the normal one
charismatic.
of the three of you.
I would say more normal.
She's the normal one of the three of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the nice one of the three of you.
Yeah. What do you mean the nice one?
No, Rob's quite nice as well, to be fair. You're right at the bottom of the stack, you are. Yeah. Sarah and Robert are lovely, to be honest with you.
Are you trying to get like a better relationship with them via me? Is that what am I like a gateway into? Is that what you're trying to do?
No. But Tom he's really excited for it as well, but he wants to dig in. But like some of these things it's quite difficult to you've obviously got to like prompt in a way that kind of gets what is in your brain into his action station, so to speak, haven't you? So if it isn't in your own head, you can't get it out through him. So you've still got to have it's still all about like how you deliver your messaging and what it is you're trying to to visualize and create has to kind of start with you and come through that. So it's difficult to then tell somebody else, say, "Oh, go and have a look at that," because his inputs into that system is going to be completely different to what my inputs are to that system. And ultimately the result is going to be really different too. So we've kind of done it like twofold. We've got like, we basically identify loads of different pinch points. What do we think we're shit at? What do we think could work better? Where are we struggling? And each one of us is trying to just look at that and see where we can fix certain things. I won't say too much about like what some of the intricacies, but because ultimately we find out we're shit at something every single day at the moment. So we need to fix quite a few things, but it is pretty cray.
But just going back to that 0 to 10 scale, I'd put you right up there now in terms of. I don't think you're like a 10. Yeah, you're not a 10, but I think you're like a 6 or a 7. Like you are, and I'd give myself like a 4 or a 5 at the moment. So I think you're ahead of me in terms of not your overall knowledge, but your implementation. I think you're on it with your implementation, which is really good. Like you're actually doing meaningful things. With
Yeah.
Something for business owners listening. Like I think that we can all spend a lot of time like flirting and messing around with Claude or ChatGPT, but it's about actually getting into the nitty gritty of it and actually trying to work out something that's tangible that can have a positive impact on the business. And my frustration with it has been, I'm spinning too many plates at the moment. I think.
Do you think the adoption of that is more difficult in a bigger business than it is a smaller? We've mentioned it before, haven't we? So
I've found it hard to get people to. I think we're ahead of some businesses our size.
Yeah, no doubt.
We are 100% ahead, but I think we could definitely be doing more of it.
I think you got to try and remain agile, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, having said that, I'll tell you off screen afterwards. And if someone wants to know, drop me a message. But there is something significant and really cool that we've achieved in the last couple of weeks with AI.
Buzzing.
So there is some pretty awesome stuff. I can't say what it is, but
no, fair.
It's pretty impressive. So message me on Instagram and I'll maybe give you a little sneak peek. We can do a little knowledge exchange. And
back to the point. Back to
the point.
I'm going to just jump in. I still see it as quite an opportunity, though. If there's a lot of people out there that want to work and want to do a job, I still think there's an opportunity to grab yourself some really good people. For what roles they are for. Okay, yeah. I think there'll be a creation of some sort of roles. I don't know if there will be necessarily for us right now, but there might well be, depending on some of the things in which kind of going on in the head. But it does mean that there's the workforce is full of people with skill sets, right? Or at least it should be, or there should be more people there that can retrain, pivot, be agile, learn something new, learn a new skill, adapt to another situation or environment.
It's like someone, for example, a software engineer. I think in the future there'll be lesser software engineers and they'll end up being AI prompt engineers. They will be orchestrating and managing maybe 5 or 6 different agentic AIs that span off doing tasks for them.
Can you imagine how powerful that would be, by the way?
Well, it's more powerful, isn't it?
Well, you imagine if someone that knew what they were talking about was talking to a bloke that knew exactly what they're talking about everything. Oh, fucking hell.
Exactly. So I think you're right. There is benefits, and actually from a business perspective, you're right. One of the things for people listening is if you do have a need to hire, it's actually kind of an employer's market at the moment.
Yeah.
I don't know because I'm not.
No, we're not actively doing it.
When was the last job I recruited for in the UK? probably 14 months ago, a non-junior operations role 14 months ago.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah.
What do you mean a non-junior operations role?
So like warehouse operatives we've hired.
Oh, yeah. Fired. Okay, yeah. Hired.
Oh, dear. Sorry, no, they've reached the end of the probationary period and they've not passed it. Let's just say that. I think I can get away with that, can't I?
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, put me in fucking cuffs, please.
Take me away, lock me up.
I'll go on holiday.
Yeah, 3 dinners a day. Thank you.
Someone sack me. Someone fucking sack me, please. Oh, dear.
Oh, anyway.
No, and then for us, it's just offshoring. Offshore.
Still people.
She's really sad.
Still people, not AI though.
Yeah, but what will happen over time is those roles will be automated as well, I suspect. I don't know. Maybe not. What I think will happen with our business is we'll continue to grow, so we'll have an increased labour demand, but we will hire. That's what's happened in the last 14 months for us. We've not had a need to hire because we've automated and we've become more efficient.
Yeah.
If you follow me.
Yeah. I think that's equally as important as well, right? That's where that bloke comes from, right? You got yeah. I think there's room for both. I'd be quite interested to see how that pans out. I think this will be worth revisiting. I thought this was going to be a pretty shit subject to talk about, to be honest with you, but it's ended up being quite cool. But I would be really. Yeah. I think it'd be nice to revisit some of these facts and figures in a few months' time to see what the trend's like, or if the trend continues. Do you know what I mean? I think with our Claude check-ins and stuff about what we're doing and how we're adopting it, I think that'd be really. I think that's quite important for us just to keep our eyes on this podcast.
I think we could talk a lot more about entrepreneurial spirit and the entrepreneurial journey and stuff like that, which is maybe a bit more philanthropic, but. I think there's some real benefit to people hearing a little bit about what we're doing with Claude, or maybe hearing like that it is working for us and that they should pursue it.
Yeah, definitely.
I think that's the right approach. For sure. Should we do
Claude's question of the week?
Claude's question of the week.
Talk to me, baby.
When are you gonna get the jingles filmed for that? By the way.
Well, you only texted me about them yesterday.
Well, was it yesterday?
Yeah, literally yesterday. Yeah,
it's been a washing machine this week.
Can I just tell everyone we've got our own Instagram page now.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, as of today, we've got an Instagram page. We've now got 3 followers on our Instagram page. Set it up this afternoon. We've got 3 followers. Me and you, and me again.
Oh dear.
So yeah, we've got 3 followers. We've also got an email address, but I can't remember what I set it up as. So I'll have to just double check that another time.
Yeah.
But you never know.
That's good.
But yeah, it's all exciting. It's all exciting stuff, isn't it? Right?
Yeah. We're doing all right.
We're doing branding. We'll have our own t-shirts next, won't we?
Yeah, or mugs. Win a mug.
Oh, should we get that? Should we make some mugs? That's a great idea.
British business mug. And then on the bottom of the mug, we can have a little picture of your face.
I was going to say something else then.
Your ass.
Yeah, no.
Worse than that.
Yeah, not fit.
Ass.
Not fit for podcast. That is. Just 4 letters, 1 word. I may. Yeah, what are we saying? What's the cool question of the week?
I'm teasing you in, right? Okay. So you both, Claude's question of the week. So you both run businesses where you employ real people in real jobs. If in 18 months AI could do 50% of what your team currently does, would you keep the people or take the margin? Be honest.
I'd keep the people.
It's a really difficult question, that.
Well, it's not for me, is it? I employ half my family.
That surely makes it easier, doesn't it?
Nah. I've always felt like a sense of responsibility with the business we run because of the people we employ. I don't know.
100%.
I don't know. You feel the same as well. But you think about how many the decisions that you make and the way in which you run it is the reason why people were able to put food on the table. I hate that fucking phrase, but you know what I mean.
Well, it's a team effort. Me, Sarah, and Robert deliver a lot of the
I'm not saying you individual, but I'm saying you as leaders of the business. Yeah. You as leaders of the business are responsible with the actions and decisions that you make, and all the relationships you build, and the way you put, where you sell it. You're responsible for whether or not you can feed X number of families.
It's very true, and I think that pressure of having to make the difficult decisions is hard. But
I think you'll need to take some of the margin.
So, this is the problem. So if in 18 months AI could do 50% of what your team currently does, would you keep the people or take the margin? Well, I suspect what will happen is some businesses will choose to take the margin, at which point there'll be more people unemployed, which will increase the cost of the welfare state in the UK, which will therefore lead to tax increases, which will reduce your margin. And therefore, it's a vicious cycle, isn't it? Because then more businesses and organisations have to leverage AI and have to make people redundant.
Yeah, I think there'll be a bit of kickback from human beings. Personally,
what resistance?
I think there'll be some resistance. Yeah.
Well,
I think we've adopted and resisted the internet to a certain degree as well.
I disagree. Think about the self-checkout.
Yeah, but I'd be interested to see what the employment numbers are like for a Tesco now versus a Tesco back then.
I bet it's less.
Do you reckon?
Well, there's more people in the country, so they're servicing more people. So their business has grown as a result of that. So they've got more customers. But I bet their employment numbers in operations is similar.
Yeah.
But the business has grown.
Yeah.
But if you go in a supermarket these days, if you're saying like people will rebel, well, you don't see people rebelling and refusing to use the self-checkout because you ain't got a choice.
No, but you also don't see people queuing up the aisle to get their stuff for a checkout anymore, do you?
Yeah, so it's better. But what I'm saying is if we're talking about humans rebelling against it because people are losing their jobs, humans are very fickle. They only care about themselves.
Oh, do you think so?
There's a lot of bad people out there, yeah.
Why is the high street not fucked then? Well, it is fucked. but why is it not gone?
Well, it is kind of fucked. Have you been to Malden recently in Essex?
No.
It's like, oh my God. Like down there. Like, the high street is hard, I think.
But why do we still have the B&Qs of the world?
Well, because they've got private equity money and cash behind them and capital.
You reckon?
If you look.
Yeah, but people still visit the shops.
Yeah, you used to go to independent bakeries. You now go to Greggs. That's the reality. Small businesses in the UK have been attacked for years and years and years. They don't have the economies of scale to pay the business rates and X, Y, and Z. They don't have the capital behind.
Oh no, absolutely not.
And that's the problem. Is the economies of scale do not work for small enterprise or micro enterprise in the UK anymore. Maybe
we should start flying the flag for people that just think that manage to buck that trend, because there are people out there that do that.
Well,
everyone
listening to this podcast and knows we're bucking that trend, mate. We are, because it's not easy.
Not necessarily from a high street perspective, but yeah, I
but from a business perspective,
yeah.
I think it's the same. I think it's the same thing.
Yeah.
If you're looking online retail, right? Okay. Oh, it's great for online retailers. They've got no business rates and all the rest of it. What do you think Google are doing? What do you think Amazon are doing? They're turning that knife. They're increasing their margin. They're taking margin away. So online retailers have to become way more efficient. More online retailers have gone bust in the last 12 months than they had done the previous 5 years.
In the last how many?
The previous 5 years.
In the last how long? In the last year?
In the last 12 months, it's been the highest 12-month period.
Missed that bit.
For online retailers going bust versus the previous 5 years. So that post-pandemic period where there was a lot, it's getting much worse. So no sector, I think, is completely invulnerable.
No, I don't think. No, I don't. I think you're right there. I do think you're right there.
People go, oh, the grass is greener. It's easy for Charlie at Work Innovation because of X and Y. But people have to adapt and change their business models.
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, which is what I think that's the key takeaway for me from this episode is.
But you would do that, but you would have done that prior to an AI invention anyway, right? Or at least you should have done. But do you think it's more prominent now?
We were already doing it. We were already offshoring.
Yeah, people have always been adapting and moving, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
But maybe I think it comes at a faster fucking rate.
It does. It's
you know
scary,
that you're talking. I don't think anyone quite realizes the scale of change.
That's my point. That's the whole point of this episode.
Even on Claude, right? You be running what you're running during the day, setting up your tasks, doing that. I reckon 3 or 4 times a day. It might not be, but it seems like this way. There's always a little pop-up in the left-hand corner which says relaunch. You seen that? Do you know what I mean? You're on, like, all of a sudden you're on a legacy model and it says relaunch, and I'm like, fucking hell. You know, back in the day when updates, like even your laptop, like your updates on your laptop come about like every now and again, don't they? And all of a sudden you haven't had one for weeks, and then all of a sudden you've missed 3 and your laptop starts fucking around and a little circle comes up in the corner. But this thing is going like
every day,
all the time. Not even every day, like during the day.
Yeah, it's interesting, for sure. I think that was a good episode. That was all right. Next week, what are we going to chat about next week?
We need to get a guest on at some point.
I was talking to
I am trying.
I was talking to someone about this today, and they think we shouldn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and someone mentioned it to me, so I've asked a couple of people that listen, and they've said that we shouldn't.
Maybe just ask a few more. I think it'd be quite nice.
Yeah. I think we could do one a month.
That'd be
That's
nice.
where my head's at.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Just get a different perspective. I think it'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get that.
We can always record one of our waffly ones afterwards if everyone's missing it, couldn't we?
Like this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's going to win the running competition, me or Lockwood?
You. Look at that, no hesitation. I know you, Matthew. I know you. I know you. I don't think you'll be beaten. I reckon. Do you know what? I reckon you'd have a day off work tomorrow just to beat him. If push came to shove, you'd be like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here. I'm going for a run," and you just keep running.
After
like Forrest Gump.
After this episode, I'm going to offer him a parlay. I'm going to say, I will concede the loss this month if you guarantee me redemption in May, where I get to challenge you, and the competition carries on. Yeah,
because he did say he's gonna cry off in May because his ankle hurt.
Yeah, so I'm going to.
That's a good idea. I think that'd be a good idea.
So I will allow him to declare victory today,
so that you don't fuck yourselves over tomorrow.
If he guarantees me
that he will participate,
redemption. I want a chance at redemption in May.
A proper chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Do you think he'll say yes?
Yeah, I think he'd be silly not to. But he might well be silly. We shall see, mate. We shall see. I'm interested to see that message come through in a minute.
Right. I'll see you in a bit, mate.
Ciao for now.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you.